So, I'm doing the card of the day again. So, I pulled the Hierophant here, the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. And I've just been here, sitting here and meditating on these cards. And what I'm getting here from these cards is that basically there is a woman that has been working very hard her whole life. And you can see here, this is actually Ruth, and she's in the field, and she is gathering up the wheat. Back then, people would go and they would, harp the harvest of the wheat, and then there would be tether, because they would throw it up, and then whatever come down, that's not what they would take. So she would actually go and pick up the tether, the stuff that people did not want, and you can see how the people are looking at her in this picture like, oh man, she's working really hard to get the, what's left of the tether here, And the Eight of Pentacles also represents, working hard, doing manual labor, And this is what she would do, But there's a woman that works very hard and takes a lot of pride in her work here. And then in this card here, this is the Hierophant. This is also representing King Solomon here. He's sitting alone here, and he's reflecting, on learning from his past, and looking over things and just trying to figure things out. In this case, I'm feeling that this woman is in this masculine energy. She could be like an energy number one. She's in her masculine energy currently, because she's trying to figure out some kind of game plan here on how to, get it out the mud, so to speak. Not that she's not appreciative of what she's doing currently right now. She appreciates everything, obviously, because she's, taking what was left over. I also had pulled the advice card. It says, your faith have saved you. Go in peace, Luke 7:50. And it's a little girl here. And she's always, confined in, God. It looks like here. Very beautiful card here. But I think what's going to happen here, because if you look over, there's the Nine of Pentacles here. And if you look here, she has a star. There's a star on top of her head. She's playing the piano. She's in this Nine of Pentacles energy. She's doing it by herself. She looks very good, too. But the people around her don't look too well. These could have been the people that were here, maybe possibly backbiting, judging her. They were looking very good, just judging her. Look, they're even pointing here at her, just pointing, and they're not even trying to share their bundles with her either. They're not trying to give her a little share, But it's okay because God, is coming in, and I have a feeling that He's going to give this woman that I'm pulling in on her energy, so that she can step back into this feminine energy that she's supposed to be, which is a 2, a feminine energy. and, maybe possibly do something on her own, because she's over here sitting, and it looks like an organ now that I'm looking at it more. She could be playing in the church, possibly, or some type of place where they do showcases. Um, and there's also here in the Six of Pentacles, normally this would be somebody returning, so maybe she is. Maybe she's going to return back to something that she knew from the past. And here, this is some type of place of, gathering for the lame, because there's crippled people here. If you look, there's crippled people. And there's the cross here in the background, and looks like some type of bishop is standing there, and he's handing out, looks like some type of maybe bread, or maybe he's handing out clothes. But the way I see it is that this woman could be inside. She could be in there singing or just playing the piano, but in her, in the past, she was, dwelling on, in this masculine energy, in this Hierophant energy, she was dwelling on, is this going to be my life for the rest of her life, always having to, I'm sorry to say, robbing Peter to pay Paul, always having to get the scraps, the leftovers, always having to maybe possibly even going to these food banks and having to get food, for her family. Because I know that Ruth had lived with her sister, and if you don't know the story of Ruth, it's actually a very beautiful story. You should look it up in your spare time. But yeah, always working hard, manual labor, just always, having to, work very hard, because tethering was not easy by all means. And like I said, but then this is like what they could currently be in right now. This woman could currently be working very hard and, having to pinch every penny, always, praying, obviously, because there is a lot of representation here of the Heavenly Father here, and also the spiritual realm as well, with the star here. It almost looks like a wisp, but it looks here that she is going to, in the future, she's going to do something alone, something that she's become skilled at, and she will become very prosperous here. Because when I look over here in this card, there's a lot of greenery in the background, along with that there's some type of red-looking flowers here in the background as well, with the trees, so the Lord is gonna, put the knowledge to, her next steps. This woman obviously has been taken for granted. She's waiting on the Lord at this point because, like I said, she was reflecting on things that happened in her past. Things that just didn't add up, maybe, it goes to whoever this is resonating with. This could be a male energy as well, that's in his feminine energy. But they are reflecting very much on, if they're going to currently have to keep doing what they're currently doing, whether it's them working at, some fast food joint, or whether it's them, working under a boss, maybe they're a cleaner. I don't know, but just very heavy manual labor here. Very heavy. And like I said, they're possibly having to go through resources. And, she could also be, gardening as well. Maybe she's having to grow her own food just to get by, to support the family. This could go many ways when you're talking about manual labor. She could be someone that goes and works in a warehouse. She could, maybe she works in a barn and she helps take care of animals. Like I said, this could go so many ways. Maybe she's a person that's interning and she's an accountant. I don't know. It could go so many ways. But what's going to happen here is that she is not going to have to stay in this poverty type of state, even though there's pinnacles here. Pinnacles is wealth, it's money, especially, we got 8 and 9 here. We got 5, and then 8, and then 9, and then we have the 6, which it all comes to 28. 28 in numerology is the number of wealth. So she's going to move on from having to work very hard, and she's going to step into this. She's going to be an independent person for sure. She could be helping the sick, because these people to me in this picture, they just look so sick. They look like they're sick, or they're looking for hope. They're looking for joy. They're looking for something. I mean, you could just see it. They look so zombie-like here. Just so lost. And, oh, Lord. But they just look like, maybe these are cancer patients. Maybe it's a dream to work with cancer patients, or working with, people that, maybe they have drug problem or drug rehab. I know that's a big, huge issue right now with people. They don't know their self-worth, and, they take it out on themselves, when really you need to give yourself the self-love, and, I think everyone's been there before, where they didn't give themselves the attention. But even when I'm trying to put this card down, the light will not get off this woman. This woman is, this is something that was ordained to her. It was specifically ordained to this woman. But she is going to step into wealth. And then I'm feeling, that when she comes into this wealth that was, ordained to her by God, she might go back to these, places, and she could help the next person that she sees that's put onto her heart, because of what she went through. That's what I'm getting here. But yeah, this woman has a lot of faith, and she's never given up, what she knows, but she has been reflecting. She has been reflecting on things, and could be studying, more into what it is that she's about to come into in the future, because this is the future here. It's fantastic. It's beautiful, 28 is a very powerful number. It's the number of wealth, and it's also considered the second perfect number, But yeah, this was ordered to this child, because she kept her faith. And I know I use the word child a lot, because the thing is, at once we all were children. We all were children, In one way or another, we lose sight, We lose sight of the path, okay? And, sometimes we get put into situations that we don't like, where people, they're, acting some kind of type of way, But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because she has her back to these people. She's not paying attention to what they're looking at her. All she knows is that she has to do this, or else she is going to starve, okay? Because these people were not going to help her, obviously. And, so she kept her peace. And let me tell you something, it is not easy keeping your peace at the end of the day, especially when you got people backbiting on you and you're over here trying to reflect on your past, and you just got a lot going on, And then you go here to maybe wherever it is that you're going to go get food or whatnot, and, these people, obviously, they got it way worse than her, They can't even walk, these people. They have to, have these sticks, type of crutches, and have people wheel them in here. Look at this. Have them wheel them in, and have little tiny children, begging the bishop, hey man, I need some alms, or whatever it was that they would call it back then, And yeah, you need to look up the story of Ruth. Ruth is a very, very beautiful story. Just look it up. But she she did too. Even in the story, she ended up going from rags to riches. And then when she went into her riches, she went back and she started helping with the lame and the poor and the sick, and the lost. Because let's just be honest, when we're starving and we don't have clothes, and we're not, we're thirsty, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, you are looking to fulfill something that is missing, So I don't know who this is resonating with. I just hope that, you reach in and you figure out, what is your passion? What is it that you're really good at? Is it you speaking? Is it you, maybe you're good at growing? Maybe you're good at growing crops? Maybe you're good at, maybe sewing? You just gotta, get in there, And if you get lost, get into that spiritual side, man. Give yourself that self-love, man. And if you don't got family, man, take it for someone who knows. Just reach out, man. Reach out into, it doesn't have to be Jesus, This is just who I bang with, okay? I do. I bang out with Jesus Christ. That's what I do. I mean, I talk to the other, like Lord Ganesha and stuff like that, but, I do. I lean on the Lord, and I think a lot of people should. If it feels good for you to go walk around in nature, by all means, go walk around in nature. Because maybe you'll hear that little voice. Maybe you've been blocking that voice out for some time. I don't know. But what I do know is that this is only a season. Okay? This is not forever. This is something that will pass. And let me tell you something. It feels like an eternity. Just being stuck, being lost. And if this is somebody who has addictions, maybe you're scared about going with that company or whatever. But you know what? Maybe you need to just give them a shot, because maybe they might have somebody that's working in this organization that they could be, kind of going through the same thing that you were going through, And, Sometimes it's better to have somebody that's been through it to lead you back to where you need to be, right? You know? But and also, you can look up the story of King Solomon here. Um, his story is very powerful. This man right here, he was very wicked at one point, and God humbled his heart. He turned, his heart chakra, his heart chakra was closed. Maybe somebody here, their heart chakra's closed. Maybe you need to work in your heart chakra. Get out of that ego, man. Maybe you need to shake things up, man. Maybe take a bath and put some flowers in it. I don't know. I mean, flowers are very easy to come by. I'm just saying. At least where I am, I can get flowers. They're just out there. They're everywhere. Maybe go outside and look at nature. I don't know. I feel that somebody here right now, that they feel that they have lost hope. Someone has lost hope as well here. Whoever's listening to this right now. And I'm trying to tell you, sometimes we have to lose things. We also have to lose things in order to gain, right? And sometimes we have to give our time in doing things that we don't like. Do you think she wanted to get up every morning and at the crack of dawn and watch these people get all the good bundles, and then she would have to wait and to get the tether that was left over? I don't think so. I know that, just being as a human, it would make you feel, horrible. Like, oh man, no one's even offering to me or anything like that. But, she never complained. She never complained. She was very poised and very, very, she listened more than what she talked. Ruth, her type of temperament. But Saul, man, listen here. You said one thing wrong, and Saul would just, man, he was like a sword, man. He would just cut right through you and spit you out and kick you out, and you'd be like the dog hollering, running down the street, So what I'm also feeling too is that maybe you're not being open to something different, maybe you're not looking for new resources. I don't know. But maybe you need to, sometimes they always say, when you don't know where you're going, you got to start back at square one again, right? You gotta start over from square one. Yeah, you don't have anything. You don't, where you're going to get your next meal from. You don't know what tomorrow holds for you. So sometimes we have to reflect, right? We got to reflect on our past. Reflecting on the past to figure out, what did we do wrong? What can I do to make things different? And then, God will open up that door for you to start having, So would you rather have nothing or have a little bit of something that can grow into something more prosperous, more abundant, more fulfilling? Something that makes you feel good at the end of the day. That it doesn't feel like having to do hard manual labor work. I could preach all day and go on and on and on about this, because I know that a lot of people are going through this right now, where they've lost jobs,